Yo, we are Supremely Black. This is Flake, Rose, and Spears, and due to the current events that's going on in the world, we decided to come out and drop another episode on y'all and just talk about what's happening in the world, what's been transpiring. Rose, since this was your idea and you're the one who first hit us with the news, or at least me, because I was at work busy, so I wasn't able to tune in. I don't know if Flake was able to see, but you could go ahead and pop it off and start wherever you want to, and we could talk.
Yeah, I was at work busy as well. I tuned in to a few. No, man. Honestly, I got a few text messages today. There was a lot of things that was really going on in the world. You could think about the 17-year-old that drove up from Indiana to Illinois to drive to Wisconsin and killed two people and harmed another one. You can speak about how the WNBA made a very strong protest. They went even further with meeting on the court and putting actually the bullet shots on the back of the shirts. I don't know if people have actually even noticed that. And the NBA took a stance. The MLB and even some of our international sports took a stance of postponing their games or, boycotting. So I think that was a huge stance. And there was another thing that's definitely not small and just right in the city of Houston that I'm in. Miss Malaya Tootie Bass was a 2-year-old that went missing and had an Amber Alert out on Saturday. Her body was actually found Sunday in a bayou, 25 miles from her actual home. They're suspected some foul play with that. Houston's not stranger to that because when I moved down here a little bit around last year, the same thing happened with another Malaya. The boyfriend ended up having something to do with, and they found her body parts in Arkansas. So definitely rest in peace, young queen. We definitely hope that we hate that happened, but definitely justice for Tootie, and hopefully they find out what really occurred with that. But those are the things that were kind of weighing heavy on my heart today. It was hard to work today. I really wanted to just clock out and just kind of decompress. So, fellas, I'll let you all kind of give your perspectives on some of your thoughts on just some of the last things that have transpired within the last 24 hours.
What's your big kinfolk, J.Flake? Man, I really love what the WNBA did. I really love what the NBA did tonight. We're going to start hitting folks' pockets. That's basically what's going to come down. We're going to start hitting folks' pockets. I can't remember the black tennis player. She ain't doing her match tomorrow. She said I'm canceling that. Yeah. She said she canceled that. She's not showing up for her match tomorrow. I think the NBA went ahead and jumped ahead and said, hey, we're going to cancel the other 2 games tonight because we can see this coming when the Bucks can show up. I kind of like the way the WNBA was real petty with theirs because they came out, took a knee, did the whole, like they finna play the game. And it was like, nah, we out. Like, we ain't come to play no game. We out. Like D-Rose, you mentioned the T-shirts, man, them T-shirts was real nice. They brought a little bit of emotion out because they had the 7 gunshots on the back of the shirt. So I just love the way the sports have came out. It took me by surprise. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was not expecting that at all for them to be like, hey, we just ain't gonna play tonight. And word has came out here lately that the Clippers and the Lakers are cool with not finishing the season at all. Yeah. And if they don't do that, that's gonna hit a lot of pockets. I mean, TNT, I know somebody at TNT was scrambling like, do we got Baby Boy? We got Friday? We got anything like that we can throw on? They had to scramble for some programming tonight. So it's gonna hurt Disney pockets. It's gonna hurt TNT pockets. It's gonna hurt the NBA pockets. Which is special with the, who knows what's gonna happen with these television contracts. If you got a television contract, these games supposed to be on, and when they not, who knows? TNT could possibly sue if they wanted to be honest with you. But they might not. But I'm just saying, this is where we going now. So it's a lot of white people pockets getting hit with the cancellation of the NBA.
Yeah. And just to kind of, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Bucks, and Raptors. So basically, your top 4 teams in the NBA have agreed to boycott the season, and the Clippers and the Lakers. Actually, I just got a report that they left the meeting they made their decision. And they said other teams, they didn't mention other teams. I'm pretty sure they'll try to keep that under wraps as long as possible, but it's not going to be hard to figure out the teams that are in the playoffs that are agreeing to, or players that are proceeding or want to proceed with the season. I can get it. Some people go to the basketball court and they're willing to – that's their getaway. I think we all have things that we do to get our mind off of it, but I do appreciate their stance. And the WNBA players, this is definitely not new to them. So definitely, again, another major shout out because they've had players going on for years now that has been slightly swept under the rug because the WNBA isn't as big as the NBA, that have forfeited seasons due to these same social injustice. So, Spirits, what's some of your thoughts on? I see you got the look on your face, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be passionate.
Now, I was just going to say the boycott don't mean shit unless the playoffs are over. So they could boycott this 1 game, 2 games, whatever. Unless the playoffs are over, they're done with the rest of the season, the boycott don't mean a goddamn thing. And then also, I was going to add in there that let's not, and when I say this, because none of us are common people, but just to get my point across, let's not act like they can't not afford to do this. So when we talked about, the boycott that I had proposed, on Juneteenth or whatever, and Flake brought up, I can't just miss work like that. I have a job, I have family to take care of, bills to pay, and all this other stuff. They can afford to do this. The common people can't afford to do this. So this might hurt a little bit, but it's not going to hurt that much because basically the past 3 months before they came back at the end of July, we was without sports. They'll find a way, or they'll sweep this under the rug, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled program. It might just be another 3, 4, 5, 6 months. What's really going to make the change is when the common people do what we can't afford to do, but for the sake of hurting the people's pockets who can't afford to treat us as common people. And so that's really when the change is going to happen, because it's 15 basketball players on the team. It's only 16 teams left. So let's roughly say that's about 160, 175 players who are boycotting, if all of them decide to boycott, but there's still 3 million people in America. And a lot of us got to clock in tomorrow. A lot of us still got to work remotely. Some of us got to go to an actual destination and punch in and clock in. So it's really not going to matter until we as the mass take a stance and do something different. So that's my feelings on that. And I hope and I pray that we finally come united together and say, fuck this shit. Like LeBron said, we tired. Fuck this shit. Something's got to change. But the only way that it's going to change is if we put the power in our hands. And I got more to say about the other topic of the kid from Illinois, but I'll wait till we get there. But as far as the boycott, I do commend them and I applaud them for the stance that they took and for being willing to do that. However, as I always say, we have to stop looking for our entertainers and our athletes to do stuff that we wouldn't do ourselves. We have to do it ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror. So that's where I leave it.
I got you. I know you meant 328 million. I know you said 3 million.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean.
I'm like 3 million. That's Houston, ain't it? Yeah.
Right.
No, I definitely get your point, but I would slightly disagree with you in the retrospect of, I think you're speaking on it from your perspective on how you view it, because how I look at it is that for people that may not be as much as an individual thinker as us, us three may be, as we speak about it a lot on the podcast, and it's not shaming anyone, but sometimes people do need that leader. So I know consider it is that the people that are well off, but they have spending habits just like we have spending habits. So that does not just because they make the money doesn't mean they keep the money. We've seen them go broke a year or two after them leaving out of sports, or a year. We just don't know how fast it actually happens. But to my point is that if you look at them as a celebrity and a superstar, I don't consider people that they're basketball players, they are actors, whatever their job title is. But if you do look at them as like a role model to you, I think this is a huge stance because I think, like me and you were talking, like Flake had said earlier, I didn't expect for this to actually occur during the playoffs because this is usually when they make their biggest – this is when the superstars are made. Like people are going to walk out of the playoffs with contracts from shoes, new deals, all type of things of how you made yourself in the playoffs because now you're a superstar. I think it weighs heavy because, again, we are in a pandemic. Everything isn't moving. And, yes, we know financially they make a lot of money, but that doesn't really separate them from being a normal human being. And I think that resonates with people that aren't financially well off or don't have a paycheck like them. We've never seen them do it. Caused everybody to stop. For them to cause a boycott and say they're done with the season, that's huge because it's not considered as, oh, the pandemic happened. This is considered a boycott. This is, if they say they're done, they're done. Who knows, we may wake up tomorrow and nobody went to work that you went around. It may start with 25% and it starts to 50%. You just never know what wave this could actually create because you have to look how fast it spread. It went from the WNBA, NBA, baseball to internationally. People are stepping out. Then you have matches that are Thursday. So I really don't – I get where you're coming from your perspective, but everybody's not thinking of an individual like you would.
And I mean, I hear what you're saying, but again, I just got to see more because I mean,
of course, but it's day one, bro.
But it's not day one because Breonna Taylor happened how many months ago? George Floyd happened how many months ago? Why are we just now getting to this point? And then again, to my point is, and you spoke about it a little bit. If the pandemic wasn't happening, would this really be transpiring?
I can't question that because that almost goes to the point of like when we were talking about it with Kamala Harris is that every time that we do take a step, we're so quick to critique how it was. Of course, we know it didn't happen prior, but I've never in my day and time seen a boycott based off of social injustice. I just haven't. So I can't judge it off of what it should have been or when it happened. It's happening. Now how are we going to respond to it? Because we can think about 1,000 damn things that didn't happen prior to this. Okay, cool, but they took a stance now. Are we going to support it or are we going to critique it? That's your view, but I would just have to see how it play out.
So then my question to you is, how do you support it?
This is my voice. It's a lot of people that are not scared, but don't have a platform to actually speak on. We've been doing this since February 14th. We've taken time out of our day from our family to speak about these particular things. We're highlighting it anymore, so the people that actually follow us, that may look for us to say, okay, these guys are going to do X, Y, and Z or doing it. This is just another stance. We have to respect people for what they're able to do, and we can't expect for everybody to be at the same level, say I'm stepping away from this, because it could be our voice, it could be somebody else's job, but it's all a part of the cause. I have to support you if you're saying you're for righteousness, not just because what you did what we're doing doesn't make it right, and just because they protested doesn't make it right. But it's something that we haven't seen, and that's their way of wanting to do it. Hopefully that answers your question, brother.
Both good points, but I will say this. The NBA players maybe can afford, but the WNBA players, I know all of them can't afford to do it. And they taking a for real stand. Because, you know, top-notch NBA players barely squeaking six figures. Some of them making teacher salaries playing in WNBA. Yep. So them little checks count, especially not as, you know, a lot of them do go overseas and play, but if you ain't a superstar overseas either, you ain't getting that $1 million check over there either. So, but like you said before, WNBA been doing this. We appreciate what those women been doing. They've been holding it down. Like I said, I'm just surprised that the NBA decided to take the path they was going to take. And I'll be honest with you, Spears. I thought like you, this is probably just going to be one game for the rest of this week or something. But then they'll be back. But now, like the only NBA action we might get if 5 of them get together and play a game 36 right now. They walking out. They you ain't got 6 by the time I get to 16. Hey, we sending you home, you know. But like I said, it was just a big shocker to me. And I'm proud of all those guys. And like you said, maybe just to follow suit. Soccer games have been postponed and canceled today. So I mean, one of the NFL teams didn't even have practice today. They was like, we not even having practice. I'm just gonna meet with the team, whichever team. Oh, the Lions, Detroit Lions. Matter of fact, they was finna have practice, and their coach canceled practice. Said, you know what, we finna have a team meeting. So hopefully the NFL is working on something. Roger Goodell just had an interview not too long ago where he said, you know, he feel bad that he didn't understand what Cap was standing for at first and wish he would have went back and talked to him. Which, I mean, we can believe him. We can't believe they might show some action this year. I mean, I slick don't believe him, but they might show some action. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes. But that pressure, you know, that pressure might get to them. They might have to, you know, they might do something. So we'll see.
Yeah, baseball shocked me too because we all know that they're very conservative, very, very conservative. So for them to post, that was a huge shocker because we all know what makes up majority of the baseball. Besides like the Seattle Mariners, which has the most black people on their team, but that was a shocker. But to your point, Chris, I do get where you're coming from. So I just hope and I will be optimistic that this is something that we're building on and not just a fad.
I'm at the point where I say I got to see it to believe it. And at the end of the day, like I said, I commend them brothers' actions, but unless you got a real plan and unless you're willing to do something different, and what I mean by different, and again, like you said, Rose, to your point, everybody don't think like me or like us or whatever the case may be, but it's about time they create their own league. It's about time that they, you know, they say, I'm not being a part of something that there is only a point. Michael Jordan make up a 0.2% of, you know, ownership in the NBA. So they got 0.2% of a black owner in the league. Like, I'm not being a part of something that's not, if we are 75, 80% African-American or black establishment as far as employees and players and everybody who bring in the money and the revenue, I need at least, and I'm going to go on the light side, but I want to say more, but I'm going to go on the light side, at least 40% ownership. I need at least 40% ownership. So I hope that this doesn't just stop with, a boycott for the rest of this season, because this season was washed anyway. That's why I really don't mean that much to me. This season was washed anyway. They was in a bubble. They had restrictions in the bubble. They, you know, all their family members couldn't be with them. They couldn't do the things that they wanted to do. So, we could boycott this. But if they actually have a plan and they actually walk through with the plan, then I was wrong. And I'm all for it. And I'm all with it. And I'll be the first to say I was wrong. And I'll be the first to jump on board and say, y'all did the damn thing with that. But again, they need to start their own league. They need to start making sure that even if they try to merge their league like the ABA and NBA did back in the day or whatever, and say this is what we want and all of this other stuff, they need to have stipulations that the league matches in order for them to even return for a 2021 season, for a 2022 season and beyond. And so that's the shit that I'm talking about, because at the end of the day, unless we really demand equity, this shit's still going to happen. And like we talked about earlier on our podcast that's going to drop Friday, the cops really don't give a damn because they keep doing it. It keeps happening. So they know they're being recorded. They hear people screaming at them. They hear all this shit, but they still decide to bust their gun. So at the end of the day, the cops don't care. So we got to start caring for ourselves and start actually implementing shit that's really going to bring a change to our communities. And if we just do shit just for shits and giggles, that shit don't faze me and it don't mean nothing. And it actually kind of pisses me off a little bit more because people be testing our intelligence or be trying us and really want to applaud but they didn't do nothing to deserve an applaud. So that's how I feel, to be honest. But I do commend them, and I know it took some guts and some courage, but I'm still not jumping for joy yet.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. You make a very valid point. I think just for me is how I look at it is, and like I said, it's a definitely shout out to him. But it's plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. You have to only way you can actually get to that point is you have to take that first step.
I know who you talk about, but say who said that again, because you cut out, and so some people might not know. He said Killer Mike for the people who didn't hear him. Killer Mike. But yeah, so
you had some thoughts on the shooter, the killer yesterday during the protest. What was your thoughts on that? I know you were saying something about it, that you had something to say on it. You want to hold it out?
Oh, that shit just pissed me off. It literally, when you sent that in the group, and I at first I was like, bro, I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what happened? And then when you sent the link and all of this other stuff, and I looked at it, like literally, my eyes watered up, but no tears fell. And then a rage came within me that I haven't felt in a minute. And then I know you didn't take it away, but then when you was like, he didn't kill no black people, I was still like, that shit didn't matter to me because it don't matter who he killed. But then to watch the video and to have people chasing after him and be like, get him and all of this stuff, beat that man ass. I don't give a fuck if he got a AK or AR or whatever he got in his hand. Beat his ass. Like, why do we just sit back and allow shit to happen right in front of us?
The reason why,
hold on,
because I feel that the way the media had put it out, knowing that it was Black Lives Matter protesting at that event, that definitely had a lot of people sparked in rage. So it was like, I wasn't saying it, I'm not condoning it by any way because we wouldn't even be speaking about it if so. But I know the media has a way of, like I talk about all the time, like trauma bonding. You say a Black Lives Matter protest, he shot and killed 2 people and harmed another, you're thinking that he probably killed some black people, but it's still ignorant shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't even speak on it right now. I can't find the right words, but go ahead, Flake.
Just to correct Spears on something. He got some hands put on him.
Yeah.
Like the first time he shot, like he got beat up, he got kicked in the face. Somebody hit him one of the dudes that died hit him in the head with a skateboard, and then he shot him in the chest. Mm-hmm. Like he got some hands put on him after he shot the first time. But I guess after he killed 2 people and then he shot the other guy, he was off. They was off by themselves somewhere. It was away from the crowd somewhere. Yeah. I think Buddy just confronted him and he shot him in the arm or whatnot. But after he done shot a couple folks, I guess folks got to scattering. You know what I'm saying? But they did.
No, I know that much, but I'm talking about he shouldn't have got up. He shouldn't have been able to get up.
No, what I'm saying, he shot one of them dudes off of him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, did you see the actual, not the 2 that I sent, but there's 2 other videos when they trampled him and he fell. He was still he was an expert with that AR. Cause when he hit the ground, he actually was shooting up like somebody that was trained to, cause he killed the person that had fell on him. The reason why people got the scattering is because he killed dude and he shot the other person that had ran off in the arm. Yeah,
No. I seen that video, but
okay,
he still shouldn't have got up. I get what y'all saying, but he still shouldn't have got up. And I know he couldn't have been the only person packing.
I mean, if the person run up with a skateboard and get killed, the other person that actually catches him, I don't think anybody else was strapped out there, bro. That did not look like he ran into a pack of some people that he knew for a fact he was going to get their word. He don't, no. People, at the end of the day, he's a coward. Let's get that out the way. But people are very strategic, just like it's people that in the neighborhood, they know who to pick on. So he did not go into an area where he looked like he was going to get some smoke. He looked like he went to a little area where people were probably peacefully protesting and antagonized him, and they charged, and that's what happened. I don't think he went to the area farther into the city where it's really going down there, and you want them type of problems. He was on the outskirts, and if you hear what the police were saying, we're going to push them towards you, that group of people. He wasn't in there where the trenches, not buying that. He probably caught the skateboarders and the peaceful protesters. Because he'd have been somewhere else, everybody I know that went to the protest was strapped. Me personally. So he didn't catch that crew. He didn't catch that crew.
Yeah, I was paying attention, but I was looking to see what Wisconsin gun laws are. I mean, they kind of lax. I mean, it ain't real lax, but you can conceal and carry in that state.
It's not like Illinois, because Illinois is capital.
Well, yeah, it's not like Illinois, but yeah. I mean, like you said, he might have caught the wrong group. He might have caught the wrong group. That's what it is. I'm sure somebody else was out there strapped up, but they probably didn't know that he was. So I expect the crew from Atlanta to probably make a visit to Wisconsin sometime soon. To not fucking around. Association will probably be making a visit to Wisconsin after they probably study their gun laws, this, that, and the other. They'll probably be there. What I am pissed off about, not only did he kill innocent people, but the right-wing All Lives Matter people was real quiet. And when they did come out, they try to say, well, he was defending a car lot. What car lot was he defending? He's not even from there. He's 17 years old.
Who said that stupid shit?
Man,
it's out there. It's out there. They said he was self-defense, all time. He's a 17-year-old with an AR rifle from another state that drove into another city to protest what? You came to kill. You didn't come to protest.
You didn't come to protest nothing.
You're 17. You're not even supposed to from your state. You're not even legally able to have that gun. So who makes you part of protection in a different?
And then he tried to flee so he wouldn't get extradited and charged in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but they let him do that because the police gave him water before he left. He walked out. You thought he was in armed forces or something. Like they treated.
Yeah, all they said was, here go water. They said on speakerphone, you a civilian and you must leave, and that was it. And they told him to go home, and that was it. But so they walk around with the whole AR-15, bro. Bro, this is the thing. This thing that really, if folks can't see the shit that's going on, that you just don't want to see it, and you fucking racist at the end of the day. Because if you had a Black Lives Matter protest and you got a gun, you best believe some shit gonna go down. These people getting gas bombs thrown at them, tased and all that, just for walking in the wrong neighborhood or yelling foul shit to the police. Like I've seen videos where they just yelling at the police, not in nothing threatening. Police come up, they spraying them with mace, handcuffing them. And you standing there just yelling. This cat walked around with a whole AR-15. We appreciate y'all assistance. Here's a water bottle. Get up out of here because we done closed this street off. This was after the fact now. This was after the fact. I know. I know. I know.
What life gonna say? Must be nice, man.
I'm just saying. The only reason why they don't, and I know people bring up the not fucking around coalition, and they be like, well, they be protesting with them guns too. Yeah, because it's about 40 of them, 50 of them. That's why. But let it just be you, a black person by themselves, and see what happens. Like I remember seeing that. You can look this up on YouTube. I forgot the name of it, but a white guy did an experiment where they went the same state, same city, same street. White dude walked down the street with an AR-15. Mm-hmm. I think the police stopped, asked him one question, kept him moving. Then they went back and got the black dude, and it was 7 police cars on him. Same city, same street, same gun.
Yep.
7 police cars on him.
Yep. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Is that and he was just simply arrested this guy and killed not one, but two people, harmed another one. And then they always want to, now they like to bring up the NFAC. They've yet to catch a body yet in all they protests. And like you said, they are 40, 50 deep, all with nothing but high-power rifles, have yet to kill anybody at any protest. I'm pretty sure they had opportunities. That's not what they're there for. A protest is meant to be peaceful. If it's a war, that's how you come. You come shooting shit. That's exactly what dude came to do.
I mean, because not giving a fuck association, coalition, they pretty much know the law. And before they hit your city or state, they know the law. So like they always say, do not even raise your gun towards anybody unless threatened first.
Yep.
And it's total defense. We do ours on total defense. They can do all that yelling, screaming, all that. But if somebody act like they're gonna raise a gun at you, we hauling off in your ass.
Yeah. And
But the police is crazy because the police should abide by them same rules and they don't. I know I talked to a state trooper in Tennessee, and he said straight up, he told me, he said, Flake, look, even if they got a gun in their hand and their back is turned towards you, you better not raise your gun up to shoot them. He like, that gun got to be coming toward you for you to pull that trigger. Like, you can't go on or assume I thought he had a gun. It got to be, you have to see it before you let it go.
Can't tell about.
That's a state trooper telling me his training in Tennessee. I can't speak for every other state.
That's crazy, but yeah, must be two sides when it comes to them laws because you don't see that because you got people running from them getting killed. So I'm just, it's the list goes on, story goes on, but yeah.
Do the story go on? Now we live in, it's like Groundhog Day around this.
Hey, you get taken to Burger King, you get some water and told to go home if you white. If you black, you could be unarmed and your life dead, your life over.
Traffic ticket, blinker wrong, wife in the car, kid in the back seat. Tell me to get my wallet and my insurance.
Showing your license that you have the right to carry.
We don't care about that.
All of a sudden you're a threat. Like the list goes up. Like
walking with Skittles in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Hey, you could be breaking up a fight. And the police get called, and you the threat, and you the one breaking up the fight. You the one trying to de-escalate the situation. You end up getting paralyzed.
Yeah. Got a toy gun at the park.
Right, kid. Then these
or a toy gun at Walmart.
Yeah. These kids. These other people are able to. Like I was talking about it the other day. Like even with, I'll get caught with rifles and are just arrested. I killed multiple, like in the Antioch situation, killed multiple people. Naked, running through a field. Not even a bullet shot at them once. Come on, son. We know you a little deranged. You had some mental health issues. We thought he had a gun, cell phone, killed in the backyard. I mean, come on. If you could tell somebody this that didn't know anything that was going on, they were like, this has to be in the movie. Now, this is real life. America. Like,
playing games in your house, get shot through your back.
Through your window. Like you in the wrong spot.
Window.
Yeah. Like, so it's like, that's why I do appreciate the sports, the entertainment that they consider is just the greatest entertainment for them. Because this game of life, they've created this thing we consider life, they've created a game with us. So it's almost like you get points off of killing us or misusing your power. So I don't blame them. And like we were talking about, I really hope that they stand on principle with this and we all remain unified with it because the game that they want them to play and the game we want them to quit playing with us, they don't want to listen, so we have to start somewhere. But this shit out of control.
And also, let me say this. Daniel J. Cameron, you a whole bitch. I hope this podcast get around. Daniel J. Cameron, you a whole bitch. You a hoe. How you gonna go at the Republican joint last night and speak the name of Breonna Taylor? You ain't did your job by arresting these damn police.
Yep. You froze up a little bit, so I think that we might be getting tapped in already.
They out to get us.
Yeah. But no,
I froze up after I said that.
Oh yeah. So to the listening, but yeah, he you know he's doing that for the clout, and like I forgot somebody had said it, but all this could have simply have been in it. But a little part of me is just glad that we question it a lot, but we have remained consistent with the message. I will say that. Yep.
What message are you actually talking about, Rose?
People have not forgot about Breonna Taylor.
Oh yeah. We can't.
Yeah. But previously, we know how easy we've been distracted before. So that's what I'm saying. Like, can't judge whatever, this isn't for everybody. Let me just get that out there first and foremost. But for the people that say it matters, have been very consistent with it. It's definitely not a trend. I've seen a lot of different people that, even for myself, I've became way more active and aware of a lot of things that are going on within our communities. Signing up for voting, there's a lot of different steps we all take. So that's why I said I can't judge a person for taking a step. Like, have we seen? No. But in my 29 years, I've never seen a boycott. So it's just like, hopefully it just stays consistent. And hopefully we just don't have to keep talking about this damn message. And we ain't living over, the civil rights movement all over again, because it ain't no different. Like, we just social media to help the message spread faster. Yes, sir.
I will say this though, that's not the only name. That's not the only name that we should be screaming.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it has remained consistent. Yeah.
No, I get that, but I'm just telling the people,
our
listeners and our viewers, that's not the only name we should be screaming, because to be honest, I think there's been one conviction in the past. I'm just going to go in 10 to 15 years since Trayvon's been gone, because he really is what popped it back off, and what, was the influx of, people seeing things in the first big national one in this era. And since Trayvon's death, I think there's been one conviction, but since Trayvon's death, I want to say there's been something up to 50-something murders of Black unarmed people, and one conviction. One.
Always an investigation when the shit right there on camera. What y'all investigating? We looking at the investigation. What else we need to talk about?
The rules to the game that they created, the laws. That's it. It covers them under every statute.
And I still can't. I can't wait to really hear the story about really what happened. Because you still can't tell me that this man just told y'all he was going to get his gun and slowly walked from the back of his truck to the long way around to the driver's side, and just reached in there, and y'all just let him do it. Y'all just...
Oh, no, not a gun, a knife.
Oh, a knife.
Yeah, a knife.
Knife up, whatever he threatened to get y'all with. Y'all just let him walk all the way around and just go get it. And then Burley just jake on his shirt and then shoot him 7 times.
So why you didn't jake him when he first walked off? That's what I told you.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Grab him then. Why you grab him then?
Bruh, if I get to scrapping with somebody and I hear them say, I'm finna go to the trunk, player, it's gonna be hell and high water for you to get to that trunk. Cause dog, I'm gonna give you the dog fight of your life. Cause I ain't gonna let you walk to him like, oh, I thought you was playing.
Oh, you wasn't joking, bro. You really got a Ford in the car? Let me go get mine now. Like, come on, dog. Like, stop it.
Like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, like,
right.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
And then the story was he had a knife in his hand. The story, in All Lives Matter world, true story. They said he had a knife in his hand before he went to his car. Got to fighting with the police behind the car, and then they let him get up and walk around. I said, that don't even make no sense. So you telling me he had a knife in his hand, got to fight with him, and nobody got stabbed. And then after that, they let him get up with the knife in his hand, walk all the way around. I said, bro, I said, you motherfuckers just retarded. Oops, I can't say that word. You
No, you can
have
say that
a
word. You
no,
motherfuckers
they tried.
retarded. You motherfuckers retarded. How you even gonna say? And then they say he got tased. They say he got tased, and then he got up after he got tased and walked around to his driver's side door. But one, I've been tased by police, and if police tase you, the second and the third tasing you too. Especially if you feel like if they think that you gonna move and you a threat and like it's not phasing you, oh, they all gonna hit you. So like,
there's so many flaws in this story. So many flaws. Like, so now y'all tased him once. So apparently he's Hercules and just walking through the tase, just
and then he threw the prongs out.
Yeah, like, come on, G. Like, just keep it all the way up, man. Y'all, you know what your intentions was. And if not, I don't know who you think you're going to persuade with that. Like, stop the lies, man. But I'm trying to
get the police officer was praying he ain't make it. But now he don't make it pull through. Oh, man. Them boys real concerned.
But I will say
it ain't just one story no more this time. It ain't just one story this time.
I'll say this though, he has his life, but he lost a life.
Yeah, he did.
When he pulls through, he's gonna be paralyzed for the rest of his life, and most likely, because the bullets went through his stomach, he's gonna have a shit bag. So, that's just. I mean, I'm thankful that he's living, but that's not a way to live, to be honest. Yeah.
It ain't a way to live, and I'll be. But if you telling me you got shot 7 times in the back, I'm not thinking you survive.
Especially point blank range with no hit,
his kids
shots, like.
Right.
So
there is a God.
Yeah, and so that's why I say like
to see his kids graduate.
Yeah. So it's like he here for a reason. I'm really waiting to hear that story. That's definitely, like I said, I don't want to be getting so comfortable with this because it's not our new norm. But I'm definitely glad that he still has a voice that he can tell this story one day. Because that's definitely point blank range, 7 shots. And I know they carry Glocks. And they got self-defense bullets. You are a miracle. So, that's really, fellas. I think we've covered a lot. I'm trying to keep my words as clean as possible and analyze my thoughts instead of speaking out of rage. Yeah.
Rose, you could go ahead and touch on Malia.
Yeah, I spoke about it briefly. It was a 2-year-old, stayed in like a very crime-ridden area. Apparently, the mother had left her at the park outside of the house to run into the house to get something, but she closed the door behind her and left her out there for 5 minutes. They could not find the daughter, was the story that was reported to the police. However, it was like the night before, her and her boyfriend had went to a store and the child was not with them. They filed a report Saturday. She was found Sunday floating down the bayou miles from her house, butt naked on an orange tube by the bayou that we actually run by, bro. No clothes on, completely, of course, on an orange tube. And they are expecting foul play. You guys can, and everybody that's listening, you can look into the news reports. I'll give people a fair shake, but when you look into the story, if you're an open individual, I think you're going to see some suspicious behavior from the interviews, and I just wonder if people would look at it the same way that I did. But
Question: in the report, did it say anything about sexual assault or anything when they found her body?
they literally just found her. She was butt naked. They did the sweep of the apartment complex. They questioned the mother and the boyfriend briefly, dropped them off, and as it came back, yeah. So they still got to do forensics. She was potentially. They found her in the water, so she was on the tube though. So it's like, how ironic, you know what I'm saying? A 2-year-old just floating in a bayou on a tube, completely in a very crime-ridden area. So who knows at this point? I would hope not. That would make my soul feel a lot better even talking about it. But I just don't know how many people. Just be honest here. We have to hold ourselves just as accountable as we want to hold others. But Malaya Bass, being a 2-year-old, shouldn't be left on anybody's playground at any time. If I have to go and get something out the house, even as you're coming with me, ain't no hold on, I'll be right back. Not in this time. Not in this time. Not in this time. You didn't walk into your grandmother's house and she outside in the yard and your grandma sitting on the porch. So the story it's definitely challenging when you really look at it, but just justice for the young queen. That's very, very unfortunate. I know we talk about a lot of things that are pushed upon us when you think about it, from the police or the systems, lack of accountability, but we also have to start that within our own communities as well to prevent things like this from happening, because whatever happened, no 2-year-old deserves to be in that particular situation. So
At all.
Fly high, young queen. But it's definitely a very, very touching story. So I'm gonna leave that one alone, because that one got me when I was doing the research on that one. That killed me. Especially once you see the interviews, it's definitely touching. So I'm gonna leave that alone, because I don't want to get emotional with that. But you got people out here that can't even have kids that are more responsible with an animal or a dog or something than people are with their own kids, and it's crazy. So fly high, queen. I really hope we know it was foul play at this particular point, but just for Miss Malaya.
Yeah, she found butt naked on the tube, man. Yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. It was foul play, and it's a special place in hell for motherfuckers like you.
Yep.
It's man, a special man.
Yep.
And just to sum up everything today, besides the boycott, just the 17-year-old, the cop, the officer, or the officers who's been doing this to us since the beginning of time, and then the mother and potential boyfriend or whatever. I am tired of you sick motherfuckers. Y'all just need to kill yourself. Like literally, just kill yourself. Save all of us the time, the hassle, the heartache, the pain, the tears, the emotion, and just kill yourself. The world would be a better place without sick motherfuckers like y'all, for real. I am tired of y'all. I am tired of y'all. This shit is sad, it's crazy, it's sickening. Like a 2-year-old baby, and you got the nerve to say, I went in the house and closed the door.
Can't make sense of that. That's definitely fishy. Like, I have a 5 or 6, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much. Like, if I'm watching you, you're coming with me wherever I'm going. I don't know nothing about leaving you nowhere unless we're at somebody's family house. Like, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. But yeah, definitely justice for Miss Malaya.
Shit, I'm about to cry.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. The story was moving, like, and I was looking at it today on my lunch break. I had to just disconnect, meditate a little bit. And I had to do that twice today because there's just so much going on. But and the internet no better. I'm just like, what? Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna read and listen to interviews tomorrow. I can't go to sleep and that be the last thing I
You
read.
don't, dog.
I ain't gonna
Trust
do
me.
it.
Yeah,
It's just like me watching a powerful black film and going to work the next day, man. I can't even do it. I get it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna research and read that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's catching a lot of attention, like the story that happened last year. But shout out to everybody that's with the that's solid within it. Challenge times, but stay loving, stay protective, prayed up, stay intentional, protect your peace, and protect your family. That's all I got.
Arrest all the killers. And once again, I'll say it one more time, they're probably gonna cut us off. Nigga J. Cameron, you a bitch. That shit want you to know that before we go. All your skin folk ain't your kin folk.
All I'm gonna say is, black people, keep being great for the ones that are great. Keep waking up every day and persevering, even when sometimes it seems like we don't have a reason to wake up, a reason to keep going. And know that you do got some brothers and sisters out here who are praying for you, who are rooting for you, who want to see you succeed, who want to see you be great, and who genuinely love you, even if it's a total stranger. So keep your head up. It ain't easy, but nothing's easy to the great ones or for the great ones. So know that you're great and continue on this journey, even if they don't want you to, because they don't want to see you win. Like DJ Khaled say, they don't want to see you win. So keep going.
Be supremely black.
Hey, and we always, regardless, we're gonna have to end it the same way.
For sure.
Follow my queens out there. Put your crown on, tip that thing to the side. Let them know that you are 100% a queen. You ain't 3/5 of not a damn thing. For my kings out there, put your crown on, tip that thing to the side. Let them know you are a king and you ain't 3/5 of a damn thing. We are supremely black. And we out.